All right, we're going to burn 2 right here. Burn 2. And then we'll start with a little streak. Little Michael Camelot. Got out on the head side by .09. So that was a real good look. Yeah, the healing barrier does work. That's the We broke the head barrier right there by .145. Burn one more, guys. Burn one more. Well, that was clean on the head side. .2 off the barrier. You ready to go? Good to go? All right, here we go. Number 1. It's Little Streak. Oh, no. Burn one more. 10-4. 10-4. Give us just a second. As soon as all the judges are ready, we'll get going. I don't know if you're telling me to steal third or... All right, we're locked and loaded now. Ready to go, number one, Little Streak. Owned by Tedder Baldwin and Tally Brink. Ridden by Little Michael Camelot. By a streak of fling out of smart Little Stella. And bred by Neil Wanless. Gonna be no time. All right, let's go to number two. Gonna be Brady Black. Riding Cowboys Cashing In, owned by SB Rope Horses. By Little Joe Cashin' out of Uptown Cowgirl, bred by Gina and Wyland Goodwin. Don Egley to the entry office, please. Don Egley to the entry office. With 10, they're going to be 17-19. There's a Cimarron trailer with Utah plates in RV spot 61. You need to come to the entry office. Elite trailer with LA Performance horses and an Integrity trailer with Arkansas plates. We need you to go to the entry office, please. Okay, this is DT Hickory Blue Steel, owned by Chelsea Dickerson, ridden by Dakota Kirchenschlager. Get like there, they're going to be 12.58. On number two for Brady Black, it was a 136.81 for the score. CBS SLR Swingin' Hickory, owned by Stup Lake Ranch and Cattle Company, ridden by Jeremy Bueller. By Hickory Holly Time and out of Swingin' Tool. Clean here going to be 887. 887. The score for DT Hickory Blue Steel and Dakota was a 139.92. 139.92. All right, we'll get the score in a second for you on that one. Let's go to Probably Smart in New. Chris or Michelle Sutton, the owner, ridden by Daniel Reed. By Smart New Shiner, out of Probably Red Buck, bred by Mike Van Egdom. $148.13 the score for SLR Swingin' Hickory. Clean here going to be 885. 885. $149.15 the score there. 149.15. Let's go to number 6. Going to be Hickory Holly Forever, owned by John Pope and ridden by Les Oswald. By Hickory Holly Time out of Sola Jewel Forever. Written by Garth and Amanda Gardner. Cling going to be 748. $150.52 the score. $150.52. Let's go to number 7. Cashing in My Diamond. Owned by Mark Beck. Written by Andy Holcomb. By Time for the Diamond out of Aces in Hollywood. Mark Beck, the breeder. This is a Royal Crown stallion here. Cashing in My Diamond. With a leg, going to be 1174. 1174. All right, we'll get the score in a second for you. Next, going to be Mayhem, number 8. Owned by Andrew Sherrod, written by Dakota Kirchenschlager. By Metallic Rebel out of Katniss, bred by Bo and Ashley Gallion. 145.76 the score for Cashing in My Diamond. With a leg, going to be 1179. All right, going to be coming in clutch, owned by Matt and Megan Miller, written by Cole Davison. By Metallic Rebel out of Lulu Louise, and bred by Matt and Megan Miller. 144.21 the score for Mayhem and Dakota Kirchenschlager. Clinton going to be 778. All right, going to be First Class Vintage, owned by Robertson Ranches, Shown by Daniel Rice. By One Fine Vintage out of Tangy's Last Checks. Bred by Robertson Ranches. Going to be no time. The score for coming in clutch and Cole Davison was 149.22. All right, let's go to the dark side now. Owned by the Dark Side Syndicate. Ridden today by Jeremy Bueller. By One Set of Blue Boone. Out of DT Sugar Checks Whiz. Bred by Dixon Flowers Quarter Horses. The Dark Side's one of our Crown Royal Stallions. Clean going to be 12.19. I'm going to be PT Touch of First Class. Owned by David Zito. Ridden by Taylor Thompson. By Irish Pay out of Dash and Ceda. Bred by Sadie Thompson. Score for the Dark Side was 145.81. 145.81. Gonna be no time. Let's go to Exaggerate. Owned by Wade or Lane Billadu. Ridden by Corey Petska. By Vitalic Cat out of Retaliate. Bred by Linda Holmes. This is a Royal Crown Stallion as well. Exaggerate. Clean going to be 8 and 18. All right, it's going to be number 14, Miss Fancy Fire, owned by Chady Lynn Taylor, written by Red Anderson, by PG Dry Fire out of Fancy Rumbo, and bred by Chady Lynn Taylor. 144.32 the score for Exaggerating Corey Petska. Clean here going to be 740. 7 and 40. All right, next going to be Isaac's First Cody, number 15, owned by Ryan Fowler, written by Andy Holcomb. By Isaac Starlight and out of Sure Fine to Shine, bred by Tyler and Jennifer Holzum. 144.10, the score for Miss Fancy Fire and Red Henderson. Clean here going to be 9 and 22. $145.78, the score there, $145.78. All right, one time smoking, number 16, owned by Liston Ranch. Written by Matt Liston. By One Fabulous Time, out of Shady Pat Bars. Bred by Jeannie Griswold. Going to be clean there, $776. All right, next out is going to be Pride and Joy, number 17. Owned by Relentless Remuda, Solo Select. And Caleb Turliff. Written by Jeremy Bueller. By Stevie Ray Vaughan, out of Fun and Fancy Free. Bred by Ty Smith. 146.74 is the score for One Time Smoking of Matt Liston. Clean going to be 805. All right, next is going to be Test My Metal, owned by Neil and Jody Wanless. Written by Dakota Kirkenschlager. By Metallic Cat, out of Lila Ray. Bred by June Henderson. This is a Royal Crown stallion here, Test My Metal. $153.45 the score for Pride and Joy and Jeremy Bueller. And going to be clean here, 6 and 30, 630. All right, next going to be Nacho Cat's Alibi, owned by Kyle and Amanda Spitz, written by Cole Davison. By Nacho Cat, out of Pistol Andy's Alibi. Bred by Kyle and Amanda Spitz. Score for Test My Metal was 150.20, 150.20. Clean here going to be 821, 821. All right, we're going to go to Badlands CB Cork number 20. Owned by Todd Wood, written by Chance Moldenhauer. By Little Cat and Boone, out of Talamet Lalina. Bred by Jennifer Watkins. $150.79. $150.79 the score for Nacho Cat's Alibi. Clean here going to be $739. $739. $143.61 the score there. $143.61. Here's Tomcat's Jewel. Number 21, owned by Dan Egler and ridden by Andy Holcomb. By Tomcat checks out of Holly's Lucky Jewel. Bred by Don Dow and Steve Christensen. Clean $835. All right, let's go to Josie Wales, number 22, owned by Chester Hotstetler, written by Daniel Reed, by Hashtags, out of Wine and Shine Me, bred by Ross Mothershead. This is a Royal Crown stallion right here, Josie Wales. $146.65 the score for Tomcat's Jewel. Cling going to be $763. All right, next out going to be Royal T, number 23, owned by Pat Cullen, ridden by Logan Cullen, by Frenchman's Fortune, and out of Super B Royal, bred by Joe Goetz. Cling going to be $961. For Daniel Reed and Josie Wales, the score 146. 146.87. $143.39 the score there. $143.39. All right, let's go to 24. Miles Baker on Gunner's Night Train, owned by Relentless Remuda, by Gunner's Special Night and out of Bella Star Done It, bred by Turnabout Farms. Gonna be no time. All right, Smart Little Big Time, number 25. Owned by Britter Kayla Williams, written by Corey Petska. By Hickory Holly Time, out of Smart Little Picky. Read by Danny and Dwayne Shafter. Going to be 716. All right, it's going to be 26 SJR Diamond Salsa, owned by Stephen Monica Zimmerick, written by Cole Davison. By CD Diamond out of Cat Scan, and bred by San Juan Ranch. 148-34, the score for Smart Little Big Time. Gonna be no time. All right, we're gonna go to CP Just a Smooth Cat, owned by Cal Poly Corporation. Written by Les Oswald. By Smooth as a Cat and out of Just a Pepto. Bred by Cal Poly Corporation. Gonna be no time. All right, it's gonna be 28 now. Sassy Cat, owned by Cassie and Taylor Thompson. Written by Taylor Thompson. By Bama Cat, out of My First Safari, and bred by Scott Rutherford. Gonna be no time. All right, this is gonna be Smart Looking Cat, owned by Kevin G. Cantrell, and written by Cord Forzano. By Bet He's a Cat, out of Miss Plain, and bred by Kevin Cantrell. It'll be no time. All right, number 30, JP Freckled Kitty, owned by Rick and Julie Jones, written by Andy Holcomb, by Mr. Son of Freckles, out of JP Miss Kitty Thunger, bred by Ty Van Norman. Gonna be no time. All right, Parami Boone, number 31, by JB6 LLC, written by Cole Davison. By Boone Too Soon, out of Parami Amor, bred by Reed Graff. Clean here going to be 879. 879. All right, this is going to be Miss Stylish Doc, owned by Cooper Smith, written by Dakota Kirkenschlager. By Style and Cat, out of Iowa Scootin' Docalina, bred by John Haid. $145.71 for Cole Davison and Parami Boone. Going to be no time. All right, going to be number 33, Lena Jones, owned by Linda Mars, written by Les Oswald. By Travelin' Jones, out of Shiner's Miss Lena, bred by Linda Mars. Hey guys, in the Calcutta, to win the average pays $3,100. It pays $1,400 per round win for the Calcutta. If you guys are following along, we're going to pay 2 in each round and 3 in the average in the Calcutta. Going to be no time. All right, 34. It's H&S Highbrow Lionel. Owned by Larry and Deb Nielsen. Ridden by B.J. Campbell by Highbrow Cat out of H&S Sophia. Bred by Lionel Salaveria. Cling going to be 8 and 70. All right, next going to be Little Rough Gunner, owned by Relentless Remuda, written by Matt Liston. By Not Rough at All, out of Gunner's Easter Lily, bred by Vaughn Zimmerman. The leg there going to be $13.98. $142.80. $142.80 the score for H&S Highbrow, Lionel, and B.J. Campbell. All right, next is going to be Smooth Gator, owned by Neil and Jody Wendlis, written by Dakota Kirkenschlager. 140.52 the score for Little Rough Gunner and Matt Liston, 140.52. Smooth Gators by a smooth guy and out of Cats Angeluna, bred by Neil or Jody Wendlis. Got like they're going to be 13.16. All right, next going to be CR Would It Be a Duel, owned by A&C Racing and Roping, written by Ren Richard, by Would It Be Tough, and out of Art Caddy Duel, bred by Center Ranch. 2 more to go, and then we'll drag. Into the round. Clean going to be 837. The score for Smooth Gator and Dakota Kirkenschlager, 139.84. 139.84. Last to go here, Rebel Without a Cause, owned by Shane or Jamie Johnson, written by Cole Rogers. By Metallic Rebel, out of Justified, bred by Chris and Megan Johnsrud. $148.63 the score for CR Would It Be a Duel. 148.63. Cling gonna be 740. 740. All right, we're going to drag it up here. We'll get your score right there for Rebel Without a Cause. $144.60 the score there for Rebel Without a Cause. $144.60. All right, we're going to drag it up. We'll be back round two.
Don Egley. We need to see you at the office. You have not paid for your Calcutta yet.
Hey, here's your winners out of round number 1. Third was draw number 6 with a 150.52. Hickory Holly Forever, owned by John Pope, written by Les Oswald, by Hickory Holly Time out of Sola Jewel Forever, bred by Garth and Amanda Gardner, wins $800 there. Second, that was draw number 19, 150.79. Nacho Cat's Alibi, owned by Kyle and Amanda Spitz, written by Cole Davison, by Nacho Cat out of Pistols and the Alibi, bred by Kyle and Amanda Spitz. Win $1,200. And the winner of the round, a 153.45 Pride and Joy. That was draw number 17, owned by Relentless Remuda. Solo Select and Caleb Turlip, written by Jeremy Bueller, by Stevie Ray Vaughan out of Fun and Fancy Free, bred by Ty Smith, and that's $2,000. Oh, Dakota Kirchenschlager had block number 5, won first and second in the round there in the Calcutta. Pays $1,405 for first and $936 for second. $2,342 DK won in the Calcutta right there for first and second. All right, here we go, round number 2. We're going to start with Little Streak, owned by Tanner Baldwin and Tally Brink, written by Little Michael Camelot, by A Streak of Fling out of Smart Little Stella, bred by Neil Wendless. Clean going to be $786. All right, next it'll be Cowboys Cashing In, owned by SB Row Forces, written by Brady Black, by Little Joe Cash out of Uptown Cowgirl, and bred by Gina and Wyland Goodwin. Clean, going to be 739. $143.64 is the score for Little Streak and Little Michael Camelot. All right, next number 3, DT Hickory Blue Steel, owned by Chelsea Dickerson and ridden by Dakota Kirkenschlager, by Hickory Holly Time and out of DT Sugar Checks Whiz, bred by DT Horses. The score for Cowboys cashing in was 146.61. 146.61. For a 283.42 the total. Time on that one was 17:14 with the barrier. All right, this is going to be SLR Swingin' Hickory, owned by Stump Lake Ranch and Cattle Company, shown by Jeremy Bueller, by Hickory Holly Time, out of Swingin' Tool, bred by Stump Lake Ranch and Cattle. $134.36 for DT Hickory Blue Steel. $274.28 for the total. Clean here, $7.99. All right, this is going to be Probably Smart and New, owned by Chris or Michelle Sutton, ridden by Daniel Reed, by Smart New Shiner out of a Probably Red Buck, bred by Mike Van Egjum. Clean going to be $675. $675. $150.01 the score for SLR Swingin' Hickory and Jeremy Bueller. $298.14 on 2. All right, going to be Hickory Holly Forever, number 6, ridden by or owned by John Pope, ridden by Les Oswald, by Hickory Holly Time out of Solo Jewel Forever, bred by Garth and Amanda Gardner. $150.75 for Daniel Reed. $299.90 on 2. Got like there, $13.90. All right, next going to be Cashing In My Diamond, owned by Mark Beck and ridden by Andy Holcomb. By Time for the Diamond out of Aces in Hollywood and bred by Mark Beck. $136.10 the score for Les Oswald and Hickory Holly Forever. $286.62 on 2. Clinton going to be 767. $150.33 the score there for Andy and cashing in my diamond. $296.09 on 2. All right, we're going to go to Mayhem now. Owned by Andrew Sherd and ridden by Dakota Kirchenschlager. By Metallic Rebel out of Katniss, bred by Bo and Ashley Gallion. Gonna be no time. All right, number 9, coming in clutch, owned by Matt and Megan Miller, ridden by Cole Davison, by Metallic Rebel out of Lulu Luis, bred by Matt and Megan Miller. Clint here going to be 8 flat. 8 flat. All right, this is First Class Vintage, owned by Robertson Ranches, ridden by Daniel Rice, by One Fine Vintage out of Tangy's Last Checks, bred by Robertson Ranches. It's going to be 842. $149.50 for Cole Davison and coming in clutch. $298.72 on 2. Here's the Dark Side, owned by the Dark Side Syndicate, ridden by Jeremy Bueller, by Once in a Blue Moon, out of DT Sugar Checks Whiz. Your leg right there going to be $14.51. And hold on just a second, guys. Let us get caught up on the scoring right here before we go on. We had a 149.08 for Daniel Rice in First Class Vintage. Okay, let's go to PT Touch of Irish Class, owned by David Zito, ridden by Taylor Thompson, by Irish Pay out of Dashin Sita, bred by Sadie Thompson. 141.99 for the Dark Side. $287.80 on 2 for the Dark Side. Plus 5 here, going to be $13.39. Next rope, going to be Exaggerate. Here's a Royal Crown Stallion, owned by Wader Lane Billadu, ridden by Corey Petska, by Metallic Cat out of Retaliate, bred by Linda Holmes. There's a white Ford Dually parked right out the gates behind the office. We need you to move right away, please. Arizona plates on it. White Ford Dually parked blocking the gates. 139.11 the score for PT Touch of Irish class. 139.11. With 5 here, going to be 13 flat. 13-0. Next out, going to be Miss Fancy Fire, owned by Chady Lynn Taylor. Ridden by Red Anderson. By PG Dry Fire out of Fancy Rumbo and bred by Chady Lynn Taylor. Clean going to be 891. $138.50 the score for Exaggerate. Draw 13. $138.50. 282.82 on 2. All right, Isaac's First Cody going to be next out, owned by Ryan Fowler and ridden by Andy Holcomb. By Isaac Starlight and out of Sure Find to Shine, bred by Tyler and Jennifer Holzum. $144.59 the score for Miss Fancy Fire, and on 2. 288.69. 288.69. All right, here we go. Isaac's First Cody. We're on draw 15. Clean here going to be 818. 818. All right, One Time Smokin', owned by Liston Ranch, written by Matt Liston. By One Time Fabulous out of Shady Pat Bars and bred by Jeannie Griswold. Clean there going to be 985. $150.32 is the score for Isaac's First Cody and Andy Holcomb, and on 2. 296.10. All right, now Pride and Joy, owned by Relentless Remuda. Solo Select. And Caleb Turlett. Written by Jeremy Bueller. By Stevie Ray Vaughan and out of Fun and Fancy Free, bred by Ty Smith. Good round, guys. 645. $140.15 for Matt Liston. $286.89 on 2. $156.55 the score for Pride and Joy. 310 00, 310 flat on 2. Now to Test My Metal, one of our Royal Crown Stallions right here, owned by Neil and Jody Wanless, ridden by Dakota Kirkenschlager, by Metallic Cat out of Lila Ray, and bred by June Henderson. Cling going to be 823. All right, now it's going to be Nacho Cat's Alibi, owned by Colin Amanda Spitz, written by Cole Davison. By Nacho Cat, out of Pistol Annie's Alibi, and bred by Colin Amanda Spitz. Score for Test My Metal, 149.27. 299.47 on 2. Clean going to be 808. All right, Badlands CB Cork, owned by Todd Wood and written by Chance Moldenhauer. By Little Cat and Boone out of Talamet Lelena, bred by Jennifer Watkins. $149.42 for Nacho Cat's Alibi, and on 2. $300.21. We're plus 5 here. Going to be 12.80. 12.80 for Badlands CB Cork. Next rope going to be Tomcat's Jewel, owned by Dan Engler and ridden by Andy Holcomb. By Tomcat Checks out of Holly's Lucky Jewel, bred by Don Dow and Steve Christensen. Gonna be no time. 139.70 the score for Badlands CB Cork. 283.31 on 2. All right, now we're down to 22. Josie Wales, a Royal Crown Stallion here, owned by Chester Hotstetler, written by Daniel Reed. By Hashtags out of Wine and Shine Me, bred by Ross Mothershead. Clean going to be 658. All right, now let's go to Royal T, number 23, owned by Pat Cullen, ridden by Logan Cullen, by Frenchman's Fortune and out of Super B Royal, bred by Joe Goetz. Score for Josie Wales is a 151.42. 298.29 on 2. Time here, 7:24 for Royal T, 7:24. All right, next going to be Gunner's Night Train, owned by Relentless Remuda, written by Miles Baker. By Gunner's Special Night and out of Bell Star Dunnett, bred by Turnabout Farm. Going to be no time. Let's hold on just a second, guys. Let's get caught up. We still need to score. $151.26, the score for Royal T for a 294.64 on 2. All right, now we're ready, guys. Smart little big time. Owned by Kayla and Britt Williams. Written by Corey Petska. By Hickory Holly, time out a smart little picky. And read by Danny and Dwayne Shafter. Clean here, going to be 831. All right, SJR Diamond Salsa going to be next out. Owned by Stephen Monica Zimmerick. Written by Cole Davison. By CD Diamond and out of Cat Scan. Bred by San Juan Ranch. $148.19. 296.53 on 2 for Smart Little Big Time. All right, here's 26 on the sheet. SJR Diamond Salsa. Going to be no time. All right, this is going to be CP Just a Smooth Cat. Owned by Cal Poly Corporation, written by Les Oswald. By Smooth as a Cat, out of Just a Pepto, bred by Cal Poly Corporation. Going to be no time. All right, it's going to be number 28, Sassy Cat, owned by Cassie and Taylor Thompson, written by Taylor Thompson, by Bama Cat out of My First Safari. Written by Scotty Rutherford. Got like they're going to be 1336. All right, Smart Looking Cat, number 29, owned by Kevin Cantrell. Written by Cord Forzano. By Vet, he's a cat out of Miss Plain Plain. Bred by Kevin Cantrell. $137.14. The score for Sassy Cat. All right, here's Smart Looking Cat and Cord Forzano. Going to be 15 in Piddly's, 21.85. All right, JP Freckled Kitty. Owned by Rick and Julie Jones. Written by Andy Holcomb. By Mr. Son of Freckles and out of JP Miss Kitty Thunger. Read by Ty Van Norman. $133.65. The score for Smart Looking Cat. Going to be no time. All right, next going to be number 31, Pada Me Boone, by JB6 or owned by JB6 LLC, written by Cole Davison. By Boone Too Soon, and out of Pada Me Amor, bred by Reed Graff. Hey, guys in the corner over there, let's tighten up this way a little bit, would you please? Gonna be no time. All right, let's go to Miss Stylish Doc. Owned by Cooper Smith and written by Dakota Kirkenschlager. By Stylin' Cat and out of I'm a Scootin' Docalina. Bred by John Hade. Gonna be no time. All right, here's Lena Jones, owned by Linda Mars and written by Les Oswald. By Traplin Jones out of Shider's Miss Lena. Bred by Linda Mars. Gonna be no time. All right, now H&S Highbrow Lionel, owned by Larry and Deb Nielsen, written by B.J. Campbell. By Highbrow Cat out of H&S Sophia, bred by Lionel Salaveria. Clean gonna be 988. All right, gonna be Little Rough Gunner, owned by Relentless Remuda, written by Matt Litson. By Not Rough at All out of Gunners, Easter Lily, Von Zimmerman the breeder. $141.62 the score for H&S Highbrow Lionel. $284.42 on a pair. Gonna be no time. All right, they're gonna be Smooth Gator now, owned by Neil and Jody Wanless, written by Dakota Kirkenschlager. By Smooth as a Guy out of Cats, Angel Luna. Neil and Jody Wanless, the breeder. We've got 3 to go. We're gonna drag it up to the end of the round. Gonna be no time. Going to be CR Would He Be a Duel, owned by A&C Racing and Roping, ridden by Ren Richard. By Would He Be Tough out of Arc Caddy Duel and bred by Center Ranch. Cling going to be $8.85. Last one of rope's going to be Rebel Without a Cause, owned by Shane and Jamie Johnson, ridden by Cole Rogers, by Metallic Rebel, out of Justified. Chris and Megan Johns were the breeder. Gonna be no time. 152.15 the score for CR Would It Be a Duel. For 300.78. 300.78. All right, that's it. We're going to drag it up, and we'll be back with round 3. Hey, here's your winners out of round number 2. Kirchenschlager strikes again in the Calcutta. The win of the round, draw number 17. 156.55 for Pride and Joy. Relentless Remuda. Subtle Select and Caleb Taleb, written by Jeremy Bueller. Stevie Ray Vaughan out of Fancy and Free, bred by Ty Smith. $2,000. Second, a 152.15. CR Would He Be a Duel, Ren Richard for $1,200. Third, Josie Wales, Daniel Reed the rider, Russ Mothershead, the breeder, 150-142 and $800. First of the round in the Calcutta, Dakota Kirchenschlager was block 5, $1,405. Second, block 10, Jerome Hutchison, block 10, $936. All right, here we go. Starting at the top, draw number 1. Hot Streak of Fling, or Little Streak. By Hot Streak of Fling, out of Smart Little Stella. Owned by Tanner Baldwin and Tally Rink. Written by Little Michael Camelot. Bred by Neil Wanless. Gonna be no time. All right, we're gonna go to Cowboys Cash It In. SB Rope Horses, the owner, ridden by Brady Black, by Little Joe Cash, and out of Uptown Cowgirl. Bred by Gina and Wyland Goodwin. Clean here, gonna be 738. All right, let's go to DT Hickory Blue Steel, number 3. Owned by Chelsea Dickerson, ridden by Dakota Kirkenschlager, by Hickory Holly Time, out of DT Sugar Checks Whiz. Ridden by DT Rope Horses. $150.12 for Brady Black. $433.54. Clean there, going to be $827. All right, we'll go to SLR Swinging Hickory next, number 4. Owned by Stump Lake Ranch and Cattle, ridden by Jeremy Bueller. By Hickory Holly Time, out of Swinging Tool. Bred by Stump Lake Ranch and Cattle Company. $147.23. $421.51 for the total on 3. Clean going to be 9 and 77. Probably Smart and New going to be next out. Owned by Chris or Michelle Sutton, ridden by Daniel Reed. By Smart New Shiner, out of Probably Red Buck, and bred by Mike Van Egdom. Clean going to be 742. $148.23 the score for SLR Swinging Hickory and Jeremy Bueller. $446.37 their total. All right, Hickory Holly Forever, number 6. Owned by John Pope and ridden by Les Oswald. By Hickory Holly Time, out of Sola Jewel Forever, and bred by Garth and Amanda Gardner. Gonna be clean here, 977. $151.58 is the score on probably Spartan New and Daniel Reed. $451.48 is the total for that one. Let's draw 5. All right, number 7, Cashing In My Diamond, owned by Mark Beck and ridden by Andy Holcomb. By Time for the Diamond out of Aces in Hollywood and bred by Mark Beck. On draw number 6, Hickory Holly Forever, 146.73 on the third one for a total of a 433.35. Clean going to be 779. 779. Next out going to be Mayhem. Number 8, owned by Andrew Sheard and ridden by Dakota Kirkenschlager. By Metallic Rebel out of Katniss and bred by Bo and Ashley Gallion. $149.71 for Cashing In My Diamond. $445.80 the total. Clean here, $848. Coming in clutch, going to be next out, number 9. Owned by Matt and Megan Miller, written by Cole Davison. By Metallic Rebel out of Lulu Luis and bred by Matt and Megan Miller. $147.52. $291.73 on 2 for Mayhem. Clean here going to be $749. $749. Going to be First Class Vintage, number 10, owned by Robertson Ranches and ridden by Daniel Rice. Buy one fine vintage out of Tangy's Last Checks and owned by bred by Robertson Ranches. Going to be no time there. For Cole Davison and coming in clutch, 151.51 on the third one. 450.73. 450.73 for the total. All right, now to the dark side. It's number 11, owned by the Dark Side Syndicate, written by Jeremy Bueller. Buy Once in a Blue Moon out of DT Sugar Checks Whiz from Dixon Flowers Quarter Horses. Clean 692. All right, going to be PT Touch of Irish Class, number 12, owned by David Zito and ridden by Taylor Thompson. By Irish Pay, out of Dash and Sita, and bred by Sadie Thompson. $152.58 the score for the dark side. 440.38 on 3. Going to be no time there. All right, let's go to Exaggerate. It's number 13, a Royal Crown Stallion here, owned by Wade or Lane Villadue. Ridden by Corey Petska. By Metallic Cat, out of Retaliate. Bred by Linda Holmes. Clean here, 886. Miss Fancy Fire, number 14. Owned by Chady Lynn Taylor. Ridden by Red Anderson. By PG Dryfire, out of Fancy Rumbo, and bred by Chady Lynn Taylor. Clean here, going to be 859. 859. 139.64 for Exaggerate. For a 422. 422.46. All right, number 15 going to be next. Isaac's First Cody. Owned by Ryan Fowler, ridden by Andy Holcomb. By Isaac Starlight, out of Sure Find to Shine, bred by Tyler and Jennifer Holzum. Five here, going to be 1284. $147.91 the score for Miss Fancy Fire. 436.60 on 3. Now to One Time Smokin', number 16. Owned by Liston Ranch and ridden by Matt Liston. By One Fabulous Time, out of Shady Pat Bars, and bred by Jeannie Griswold. Clean here, going to be 8 and 12. For draw 15, Isaac's First Cody, 145.66. For a total of 441.76. All right, now to Pride and Joy, owned by Relentless Remuda. Solo Select. 148.88 for one-time smoking. 435.77 the total. Here's Pride and Joy, Jeremy Bueller, the rider. By Stevie Ray Vaughan out of Fun and Fancy Free. Ty Smith, the breeder. Clean 787. Going to be in good shape. Test My Metal going to be next to go here. Neil and Jody Wendlis, the owners. Dakota Kirkenschlager, the rider. Metallic Cat out of Lila Ray and bred by June Henderson. Clean here going to be 718. 718. The score for Pride and Joy, 153.13. And going to the short round with a 463.13. All right, Nacho Cat's Alibi going to be next to go, number 19. Owned by Kyle and Amanda Spitz. They're the breeder as well. Written by Cole Davison. By Nacho Cat out of Pistol Annie's Alibi. 149.32 for Test My Metal. 448.79. Going to be the total on 3. Clean going to be 747. Badlands CB Court going to be next to go, number 20. Owned by Todd Wood and ridden by Chance Moldenhauer. By Little Cat and Boone and out of Talabat Leilina, bred by Jennifer Watkins. $150.03. $150.03 for Nacho Cat's Alibi. 450.24. 450.24 on 3. Gonna be no time. All right, let's go to Tomcat's Jewel, owned by Dan Engler and ridden by Andy Holcomb. By Tomcat Checks out of Holly's Lucky Jewel and the breeder Don Dow and Steve Christensen. Clean 724. 724. Josie Wales next to go. One of our Royal Crown Stallions here. Chester Hotstetler. The owner, Daniel Reed. Going to be riding him today. Hashtags out of a Wine and Shine Me. Bred by Ross Mothershead. Clean 7 and 10. 710. 151.76 for Tomcats Jewel. 298.41 on 2. All right, Royalty going to be next to go. Number 23, Pat Cullen, the owner. Logan Cullen, the rider. By Fritchman's Fortune out of Super B Royal and bred by Joe Goetz. $151.40 for Josie Wales. 449.69 the total on 3. Clean going to be 605. Good run. Next out, going to be Gunner's Night Train. Relentless Remuda, the owner. Miles Baker, the rider. Gunner's Special Night out of Bella Star Dunnett, and bred by Turnabout Farm. $151.45 for Royalty. 446.10 on 3. Clean 704. $153.96. $153.96 for Gunner's Night Train. Going to be Smart Little Big Time. Number 25. Owned by Britton Kayla Williams and ridden by Corey Petska. By Hickory Holly Time out of Smart Little Picky. The breeder Danny and Dwayne Shafter. Gonna be no time. All right, SGR Diamond Salsa, number 26, owned by Stephen Monica Zimmerick. Written by Cole Davison. By CD Diamond out of Catscan. San Juan Ranch, the breeder. Clean 727. CP, just a smooth cat. Going to be next, number 27. Owned by Cal Poly Corporation and ridden by Les Oswald. Smooth as a cat, the sire out of Just a Pepto. Cal Poly Corporation, the breeder. $147.73 for SJR Diamond Salsa. Clean here, 862. Sassy Cat, going to be next, number 28. Owned by Cassie and Taylor Thompson, ridden by Taylor Thompson. By Beba Cat. Out of My First Safari, Scotty Rutherford, the breeder. Five here, they're going to be $12.29. Smart looking cat, number 29. Owned by Kevin Cantrell, ridden by Cord Forzano. By Bet He's a Cat out of Miss Plain Plain, bred by Kevin Cantrell. $152.88 for Sassy Cat. $152.88 is on 27. That's CP, just a smooth cat. Then for Sassy Cat, $142.21. $279.35 on 2. Clean here, $697. JP Freckled Kitty going to be next, number 30, owned by Rick and Julie Jones. Andy Holcomb, the rider, by Miss Son of Freckles out of JP Miss Kitty Thunger. Ty Van Norman, the breeder. $148.0. 151.03 for Smart Looking Cat for a 284.68. Gonna be no time. All right, gonna be 31. Pot of Me Boone. JB6 LLC, the owner, Cole Davison, is the rider here. Boone too soon. Out of Pot of Me Amor. Reed Graff, the breeder. Gonna be no time. All right, Miss Stylish Doc, number 32. Owned by Cooper Smith, ridden by Dakota Kirchenschlager. By Stylin' Cat, out of I'm Scootin' Docalina. John Haid, the breeder. Gonna be no time. All right, gonna be 33. Lena Jones, owned by Linda Mars, ridden by Les Oswald. By Travelin' Jones out of Shiner's Miss Lena. Linda Mars, the breeder. Clean here going to be 7 and 52, 752. All right, high H&S Highbrow Lionel. Larry and Deb Nielsen, the owner. B.J. Campbell, the rider. A Highbrow Cat out of H&S Sophia. A Lionel Salaveria, the breeder. We've got 5 to go, and then we're going to drag it up and get ready for the short go. Clean here, 863. 149.98 for Lena Jones, number 33. All right, Little Rough Gunner going to be next out. Relentless Remote of the Owner, ridden by Matt Liston. By Not Rough at All, out of Gunners, Easter Lily, Von Zimmerman, the breeder. Get like here, 1467. Smooth Gator now 36, owned by Neil and Jody Wendless, ridden by Dakota Kirkenschlager. By a Smooth Guide out of Cats, Angel Luna. Neil and Jody Wendless, the owner. BJ Campbell and H&S Highbrow Lionel, 149. Oh, excuse me, 144.87. 144.87. Their total is 429.29. 429.29. $143.33 for Little Rough Gunner. $283.85 on 2. Smooth Gator now, number 36. 3 to go. Clean here, 702. CR Would He Be a Duel, owned by ANC Racing and Roping. Ren Richard, the rider. Would He Be Tough, out of Arc Caddy Duel. Center Ranch, the breeder. $149.48 for Smooth Gator. $289.32 on 2. Clean 735. Last one to go, it's going to be Rebel Without a Cause, owned by Shane or Jamie Johnson, written by Cole Rogers. By Metallic Rebel out of Justified, Chris and Megan Johnsrud, the breeder. Clean there, going to be 603. $150.65 for CR Would He Be a Duel. $451.43 the total there. All right, we're ready to drag it up, and we'll get ready for the short go. Top 15 coming back to the short round. Hey, round number 3 in the Calcutta. Block 6, Don Egley won $1,405. Second, Dakota with block number 5 for $936. I'll read your round winners here in just a minute. Here's the results from round number 3. Third, with a 152.88. CP Just a Smooth Cat, owned and bred by Cal Poly Corporation, ridden by Les Oswald. Buy Smooth as a Cat out of Just a Pepto. They won $800 there. Second, 153.13. Pride and Joy. Relentless Remuda, Jeremy Bueller. Stevie Ray Vaughan out of Fance and Fun Free. And Ty Smith, the breeder, win $1,200. And your winners: Relentless Remuda, Gunner's Night Train, Miles Baker. By Gunner's Special Night, out of Elstar Dunnett, bred by Turnabout Farm. That's worth $2,000. Guys, here's what we're open for. Guys, this is Rider, Stallion, and Breeder, the payout for the Futurity. We're going to pay $5 in the average. Fifth pays $32.40. That's $24.80 to the Rider, $4.56 to the Stallion, $3.04 to the Breeder. Fourth, going to be $48.60. That's $37.20 to the Rider, $6.84 to the Stallion, $4.56 to the Breeder. Third, going to be $6,480. That's $49.60 to the Rider, $9.12 to the Stallion, $6.08 to the Breeder. Second, going to be $8,100. That's $6,200 to the Rider, $11.40 to the Stallion, $7.60 to the Breeder. And first, going to be $97.20. That's $7,440 to the Rider, $13.68 to the Stallion, and $9.12 to the Breeder. All right, it's short round time. The 6 and under Heelan here at the Royal Crown. 15 coming back. We're going to go through the order right here. 15th back with a 43.33, Brady Black and Cowboys cashing in. 14th, a 43.77, Matt Liston and One Time Smokin'. 13th, 43.60, Red Ederson and Miss Fancy Fire. 12th, a 440.38, Jeremy Bueller and the Dark Side. 11th going to be Andy Holcomb and Isaac's First Cody, 441.76. 10th going to be Andy Holcomb and Cashing In My Diamond with a 445.80. 9th going to be Logan Cullen and Royal T, 446.10. 8th going to be Jeremy Bueller and SLR Swingin' Hickory, 446.37. 7th going to be Dakota Kirchenschlager and Test by Metal with a 448.79. 6th is Daniel Reed and Josie Wales with a 449.69. 5th going to be Cole Davison on Nacho Cat's Alibi, 450.24. 4th, Cole Davison and Coming In Clutch, 450.73. 3rd, going to be Rin Richard on CR, Would He Be a Duel, 451.43. 2nd is Daniel Reed on Probably Smart and New, 451.48. And way out in front, it is Pride and Joy, Jeremy Bueller, 463.13 for high callback. So let's get it started. Brady Black riding Cowboys cashing in, owned by SB Rope Horses. He's by Little Joe Cash out of Uptown Cowgirl and bred by Gina and Wyland Goodwin. All right, next to go going to be Miss Fancy Fire. Owned and bred by Chady Lynn Taylor, ridden by Red Anderson. By PG Dry Fire out of Fancy Rumbo. Going to be no time. All right, the scores for 14th callback. One time smoking was a 150.94 and took the lead with a 586.71. Let's go to the dark side. Here's Jeremy Bueller. The Dark Side Syndicate, the owner. Once at a Blue Boon out of DT Sugar Checks Whiz. Bred by Dixon Flowers Quarter Horses. 440.38 into the short round right here for the Dark Side. With a leg there, they're going to be 13.33. 13.33. All right, 11th back, going to be Isaac's First Cody. Owned by Ryan Fowler, ridden by Andy Holcomb. By Isaac Starlight out of Surefine to Shine, and bred by Tyler and Jennifer Holzum. Clean, going to be 8-11 there, 8-11. All right, here's the scores for the Dark Side. 145.17 for a 585.55. Next rope going to be Cashing in My Diamond. Owned by Mark Beck, ridden by Andy Holcomb. By four, Time for the Diamond out of Aces in Hollywood and bred by Mark Beck. $152.89, $594.65. Isaac's First Cody's in the lead. Oh, with a leg, they're going to be 11.58. 11.58. We'll have the score for you for Cashing in My Diamond. Next to go is going to be Royal T. Owned by Pat Cullen, ridden by Logan Cullen, coming in with a 446.10. By Fritchman's Fortune out of Super B Royal and bred by Joe Goetz. Clean, they're going to be 6.45. All right, here's the scores for Cashing in My Diamond, a 144.92, and the short go for a 591.72. All right, now to SLR Swingin' Hickory. Owned and bred by Stump Lake Ranch and Cattle Company. Jeremy Bueller, the rider today. Hickory Holly Time, the sire, out of Swinging Tool. All right, we got a new leader, Royal T, 598.65. 152.55 here in the short go. So 598.65 the score to beat. And clean here, going to be 8 flat. 8 flat there for SLR Swinging Hickory. All right, for the 7th call back, going to be Test My Metal. 448.79, owned by Neil and Jody Wanless. Ridden by Dakota Kirkenschlager. By Metallic Cat, out of Lila Ray, and June Henderson, the breeder. $150.50 for SLR Swinging Hickory. 596.87 for the total. All right, here's Test My Metal. We're 448.79 into the short go. Got him. They're going to be 609 in the short round. 609. We get the score tallied here for Test My Metal. Josie Wales going to be next to go at the 6th high call. 449.69. Chester Hotstetler, the owner. Daniel Reed, the rider. By hashtags and out of Wine and Shine Me. Russ Mothershead, the breeder. $150.41 for Test My Metal. And $599.20. Got a leg right here. They're going to be $12.61. $12.61. So $599.20. Now the score to beat. Test My Metal in the lead. So we head to the top 5. Nacho Cat's Alibi, owned by Colin and Amanda Spitz. They're the breeder as well. Cole Davison is the rider. Nacho Cat, the sire, out of Pistol, and he's Alibi. 450.24 into the short go. 145.39 for Josie Wales. 595.08 for the total. And going to be no time there. No time. Cole's going to swap mounts because it'll be coming in clutch at the 4th call back. Owned by Matt and Megan Miller. Ridden by Cole Davison. Metallic Rebels, the sire. Lulu Lewis is the dam. Matt and Megan Miller, the breeder as well here. 450.73 into the short go. All right, here we go. It's the final four. It's coming in clutch and Cole Davison with a 450.73. Score to beat now, 599.20. All right, here we go, guys. Let's go beat 499.20. We got a 450.24. 599.20, excuse me. Score to beat for the final four. I mean, get him right now. We're going to be 679 there. 679 on coming in clutch. Third callback's going to be CR Woody Be a Duel and Ren Richard, ANC Racing and Roping. The owner, Woody Be Tough, out of Arc Caddy Duel and bred by Center Ranch. Coming in 451.43. And going to be clean, 768. 768. Well, here's the score for coming in clutch, 152.21, and takes the lead with a 602.94. 602.94. We'll get the score in right here for CR Woody Be a Duel. $153.32. 604.75 is the score to beat, leading it as we go to the top two. It's going to be probably Smart and New. Chris and Michelle Sutton, Daniel Reed, the rider. Here we go. It's 451.48. Oh, no time for the second callback. All right, here we go to high callback. It is Pride and Joy. Owned by Relentless Remuda. Solo Select. Jeremy Bueller, the rider. Stevie Ray Vaughan out of Fun and Fancy Free. Bred by Ty Smith. This is a Royal Crown Stallion right here to the backside. 463.13 came in with the big lead right here. The score to beat 604.75 for high callback. $8.56 in the short round, and we will add the score up for you. $8.56 on the run. $153.94. 617.07 is going to win it for Pride and Joy. Congratulations. And Jeremy Bueller, Relentless Remuda, Solo Select, and Caleb Turlip. The owners there. Ty Smith, the breeder, by Stevie Ray Vaughan out of Fun and Fancy Free. One of your Royal Crown Stallions wins it all, Pride and Joy. We'll have the full payout for you here in just a moment. All right, here are the results. Fifth in the average of 598.65 is Royalty, owned by Pat Cullen, ridden by Logan Cullen. And Joe Goats, the breeder, they won $2,480 for the owner, $456 for the stallion, and the breeder $304. Test My Metal going to win fourth with a $599.20. Owned by Neil and Jody Wanless, Dakota Kirchenschlager, the rider, June Henderson, the breeder. They win $37.20, $684, and $456 to the breeder. Now third goes to Coming in Clutch, a $602.94. Matt and Megan Miller. The owner, Cole Davison, the rider, and Matt and Megan Miller are the breeder as well. They win $49.60 to the owner, $912 to the stallion, and $608 to the breeder. In second, a $604.75. That is CR Woody Be a Duel, owned by ANC Racing and Roping, Ren Richard. The rider, Center Ranch, the breeder. They win $6,200 to the owner, $1140 for the stallion, and $760 to the breeder. And the champion, Relentless Remuda, Solo Select, and Caleb Turlip, the owner of Pride and Joy, ridden today by Jeremy Bueller. Stevie Ray Vaughan out of Fun and Fancy Free. Ty Smith, the breeder, 617.07 wins it for $7,440 for the owner. 1368 for the stallion, and 912 for the breeder. Well, congratulations to all of the winners. Kick it off at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll see you then. Hey, the what everybody's been looking for right here. It's the Calcutta payout. Round number 4, block 5 goes to Dakota Kirchenschlager for $1,405. He bought a good block. Jerome Hutchison, block 10, wins $936. Here's the average. Third went to Hudson Zillow, block number